I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Oops Podcast. Giulio Gallerati. You know me. Hopefully you love me. Here we fucking go. Another big episode here. We have a great guest on the pod today. He is a hilarious comedian. You might have seen his special, Here's Everything, on HBO. He is an actor. He's a producer. He is a industry Illuminati. This guy's in the mix. No. This guy's
Don't expose me.
He may be in the Illuminati, but he may not be. He's also one of my best friends in the world, both as a comedian and just in general in life. Give it up for my pal, Ricky Velez, everybody. Welcome, dude.
Dude, if anybody's in the Illuminati, it's you.
No, dude.
Yes, it is.
No,
dude. You know the gatekeepers.
Dude, I really...
From the day I met you, you were rolling up in Bentleys, dude.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Dude, I taught them tennis, bro, but I'm still on the outside.
Oh.
I know something's up, but I'm just the tennis teacher. But dude, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you on the pod. This is fun.
I like being here. I love this. This is fun.
Dude, so I have a fun idea for us for this pod. I was thinking about how we could do something a little bit different here. And I think it would be really fun to...
and you just start making out.
Dude, it's funny you say that, dude. Yeah, I was watching the Jake Paul fight and I was like, this is pretty cool. But you know what I'd pay twice as much for? To just watch these guys have sex with each other.
Dude, that would be bonkers.
Who's he going to bang next, dude?
That's how each fight ended.
Yeah, Jake and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Once I beat you, I get to bang you.
I'll pay $1,000 to watch that, dude. Good shit, dude. All right, so we've known each other a long time. The timeline of how long we've known each other is actually disputed. We have a different memory of meeting each other for the first time, which I think is funny.
You beat me in a comedy competition.
That's not. First of all, that is not where we. I knew you. I remember meeting you before that.
Okay.
This comedy competition, by the way, dude.
That's when I started remembering things.
Yeah, that's when
I have to hate you first before I absolutely love you. Yeah, I just remember just be like, oh, look at this guy. I hate him, dude. Just all happy. And you're like a golden retriever. That's the people. Yeah, just.
Oh, hey, dude.
You're one of the, I always say this about Giulio. He's the best in any situation you're in.
That's very nice, dude.
Whether it be a bad situation or a good situation, you add Giulio to it, it's better.
That's very nice. It's a very nice thing to say about something.
Thank you. It's true.
Thank you, dude. I remember meeting you where you were on stage at New York Comedy Club or something, and I hadn't met you yet. I was sort of in this like less legitimate comedy circle at the time. Like you were sort of like doing real comedy already. I was doing like bringer shows and shit and mics too, but like I wasn't doing real shows.
But you were also performing wearing sunglasses.
No, dude, by the time you met me, I was not doing that anymore. The third or fourth time I performed, I wore sunglasses, and I had a terrible set, by the way. But it's the first 2 or 3 sets I crushed.
You're way before your time.
But it was a bringer show, dude.
Chappelle be doing that now, dude. Dude, it's like when shrooms got hot in comedy and everybody was doing them. Yeah. We had done them for years, and everybody was like, "Those kids are out of their minds," and it's like, dude. Nah. Now you're on.
I've actually been microdosing mushrooms. Fucking
be a man. Take them all.
You're a bitch, dude. That's hilarious. But anyway, I remember seeing you on stage doing like material. Like I was doing these shows where like I was one of the better people on the shows, but like nobody was really doing. Like, you know, there'd be one pro comic would like feature on the show, and I thought that guy made $1 million a year.
We always talk about this. We always talk about this. How like we would see a guy and be like, "Oh man, he must live in the penthouse."
Exactly. Yeah. If you were getting paid, if you were booked on the show by the actual booker of the club, we thought you made $1 million a year. Period.
Also thought the booker was making millions of dollars.
That too.
And then we just found out he was Jim Gaffigan's bitch.
Dude, that's hilarious. So anyway, I saw you doing that. Then I remember you started booking the prom shows.
Yeah.
Which is how I met a bunch of people. I mean, I met Pete that way.
That's how I met Pete.
Yeah. I remember he must have been 15 or something.
16. Yeah. I met him at 16.
He was super young, and then a bunch of other guys were in the mix who I sort of knew already. But like,
want to smoke a joint?
yeah, right, he's driving.
All right,
out.
kid.
Yeah, this kid who's driving to the show. Right, seriously, he was driving to the show on a Wednesday night, whatever, at midnight, because these prom shows you do them at 2 a.m. It's like organized fun, so like kids who went to the prom don't get in trouble. Anyway, so Ricky was booking those, and I remember because I was trying to get on them because Chris D was booking them, Chris Stefano, and then he's like, I don't book them anymore. This guy Ricky Velez books them now. And I hit him up. I was like, okay. So I went by, and like Mike Cannon was doing those. Like a bunch of people who are like still
Dan
around.
Hershon.
Dan Hershon, yes.
One of my favorite comics coming up to be around. Good guy all
Good
around,
guy.
and then just stopped.
Stop doing it. He started like being a filmmaker or whatever. Really solid guy. I think Nico White was maybe doing some of those
Absolutely,
too.
Nico.
I kind of forget who else, but I remember like us hanging out a lot during that time. And the girl that I was dating at the time too thought that you and Pete were really hot, which was funny because like Pete being, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Pete being hot, that's obvious now, Pete being hot, but like that was a hot take at the time. He was
a child.
He was still like a diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
He was
it's kind
sorta
of
like,
weird that she was into him.
He was like a
it was
Great Dane
problematic.
puppy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He was like he was like big, but a little boy still. Like he was like, so that was like a good call on her part. Like her calling you, thinking you were hot was not like surprising, but I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, Ricky's so hot. Ha ha.
Just a weird
annoyed me a
tension to
little.
put in between a.
It's annoying, but it was fine. I was fine with it. I'm like,
You're fluid.
It's it's okay. No, but it's okay to say that as long as you're like a solid girlfriend still, which she was. She was cool. She was a good hang. So whatever, that's how I sort of remember it. But while I was thinking about how we could like most effectively do this podcast, because we could easily be like the writer's strike, we'll like, talk about obvious shit.
No.
But because we're like old pals, I thought it would be fun to assemble a bunch of pictures from like memorable experiences and show them to you and like kind of see what you think about them.
How embarrassed am I going to be?
I don't think you're going to be embarrassed at all. But if you hate any of these, we can immediately
Let's go into
not
them.
show
Well, I'm ready
But
to
let's go.
dive.
So
Let's dive.
The first picture I have of you in my camera roll, this is not that significant.
First picture ever.
I think this is from May 2012. Obviously, there's pictures from before that probably somewhere, but this is the first picture that I have of you in my camera roll, and I have every single picture I've ever taken in my camera roll, as you know.
Yes.
Famously. And sometimes people get stressed out about that. And they're like, dude.
It stresses a
I'm
lot
like,
of people
guys,
out that
it
you
stresses
have
people out.
everything we've ever done.
But I don't have anything.
Either videotaped or recorded in a way, dude.
But it's fun to have memories. And
You're the
I
Jeffrey Epstein of my friends, bro. Just filled with blackmail in your phone.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's nothing that bad in here. But this is the first photo that I have of you. I'm pulling it up right now.
Wow.
This is the first picture that I have of Ricky.
Okay.
Which this is an insignificant photo.
No, but it's
ultimately,
great,
But it's
dude.
important because
The book bag.
the book bag. Those are the book bag days.
Dude, running around New York City with book bags on, and they're just filled with unnecessary things.
All your stuff.
Everything. Because that was the worst part of not living in the city. You would just have your stuff with
Yeah.
you. Can we tell the story when you went food shopping?
That's funny. We can
Dude.
absolutely tell that. Real quick though, you weren't really a backpack guy.
Yeah,
You
I was.
You had a
Absolutely.
car for a while.
Yeah, I did.
And then there was a period where you fucked your car up and you didn't have a car. Is that when you had a backpack moment?
I would say I was on and off again because I split the car with my brother. So like
Got
I
it.
had the
Got
car and then I didn't have
Got
the
it.
car. So I was book bagging it.
Got it.
Yeah, here
Got
and
it.
there. But when you're a comic and you don't live in Manhattan and you come in during the day, you're just here.
Yeah.
It was the worst part, just having everything on you all day.
Which is so funny. Danny hates when comics bring backpacks to his show. Danny runs the show on Fridays. And if people bring a backpack, Danny calls it backpack on a Friday energy. And he's just not taking into account that like these kids might have had a really hard day. Danny just wants this to be this fun party so he can meet girls. And like if someone shows up with a backpack, he gets so mad at them.
But that's his OCD. Like,
Big time,
dude, there's
big time.
nothing about a backpack that's ruining the party.
100%.
When have you ever been to a party and been like, yo, this party sucks. There's so many backpacks here.
I know,
It's
dude.
an insane idea.
Totally. And
to
especially
push.
now, like, you know, Gen Z, I feel like are much more chill about that kind of stuff.
I don't see a lot of people with backpacks on anymore.
Yeah.
Comics.
Right.
As well. But the best part about that is like you're stuck in the city. You can't like do it. Like, you have to have all your stuff. And Giulio went through like, dude, this is crazy. Giulio and Julie was there. She was visiting from
she
California.
She loves this story too.
Dude, it's so funny. So we used to go to this bar called Barcelona, and it was a shot bar.
Dude,
and it was down the block from Broadway Comedy Club.
Themed shots.
Yeah.
So like someone will order the Harry Potter shot and they put on the hat and they're like, Patronum. They like do like a 10-minute thing. The Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket was a 15-minute shot.
They make you do 100 push-ups and call you a bitch. Dude, it's crazy. I think it's still there. It's a good time.
Is it really still there?
I think it is.
We should do a night there with the pod.
Tropical Ecstasy.
Tropical Ecstasy was made for Josh Wesson.
Shout out Josh Wesson.
Josh Wesson.
151. They all call him Playa.
Yeah.
It would get you fucking trash.
It was orange red. It was
a crazy drink.
Violent looking.
Crazy drink.
And he would slam like, oh, I had 5 tropical ecstasies last night. And
this is the voice we've assigned to Josh. Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
What's the name of this bar?
Barcelona. It's in Midtown.
Dude, it's sick. It was so fun. The chocolate pretzel shot, it tasted just like a chocolate pretzel. It was unbelievable.
It's crazy.
But we would just be having all these sugary shots. We'd be the most hammered people in the world.
Mm-hmm. And the generation before us of comics all used to go there too.
Does everybody know?
Nate Bargatze,
Joe List, Nate
Soder,
Bargatze, everybody.
When all those guys drank, I think most of those people are sober.
But this
now, right?
was the best part about it. And I don't know if everybody knows this about you, is if you ask Giulio to do something 3 times, he does it. It's nuts. It's like, dude, let's have a drink. He'll be like, no. I time it. Like, it just, all right, in the next 5 minutes. Oh, you sure you don't want a drink? Have a drink? Bam, we're going.
That's true.
And this day, Giulio had, he went to Gristides.
I think, it was one of those grocery stores right there.
A healthier grocery store.
It was the one on 55th
And you live
Street.
deep in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
where you didn't have great grocery stores. Nope. And he's there with all of his groceries. And dude, he ends up ripping it for the whole night. I don't know how much we want to go into detail.
We can. I don't remember the specifics, please. And if I'm uncomfortable with them, we can cut them. But
dude, I remember at one point you started ripping off the bar and you were covering it with a coaster. So the bartender, Casper, no, do you remember Casper, dude?
He was a legend.
And you were just hiding it, and when he would walk away, you'd rip it again. And I was like, this is nuts. So you're ripping, drinking shots, and also have a bag full of healthy groceries.
2 full grocery bags.
Gigantic bags of groceries.
Fully shut down the bar, stayed there till 4:45 in the morning, and had groceries with me the whole time. And was planning to go home. Dude, I may have just walked by. I may not have even known you guys were there.
I almost wish Julie was here for this podcast. Because she would have so many
vivid memories of it.
The only one that has memories.
And, well, so that is true. That's a nice sneak peek into what I'm like.
Was like.
Also, if you see me at a show, don't think that you're going to get me to take a shot if you ask me 7 times, please.
I mean, I would ask him. There's a hell of a chance.
Dude, by the way, that reminds me, the other night, somebody tried to buy us a shot. Do you remember this? We'd done a show together at the Stand, and a guy comes up after the show. He goes, let me get you guys a shot. We're like, no, we're good. He goes, come on. And we're like, no. And then he just goes, all right, how about a beer? We're like, dude, no, get the fuck out of here. It was so weird, dude. And that was already after some guy was talking to you. I think
that's just so weird when a guy wants to buy another guy a drink.
Listen,
like, you're my friend. I'll buy you a drink. Yeah. Like, I understand that, but just walking up to a stranger being like, yo, no, dude. What's your motive here?
Dude, I've been trying to think about that, and I've realized why. Because, like, I remember when I was, like, in high school and I'd meet Ghostface at a concert. Like, it was an outdoor concert, and it's easy to get access to him because they're standing outside behind the stage. And I want to smoke weed with him. You smoke it. And they're like, no. And if they said yes, that was sick.
Hey, Julie, I'm really going to hurt your feelings, but we're not Ghostface. We are very far from Ghostface.
Okay, fine, noted. And feel free, you guys feel free to buy me a drink. I like getting drinks bought for me.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, don't be pushy.
Be pushy with them. You'll get what you want sooner or later. He gives you what you want.
Next photo.
Jesus.
You remember that?
Oh man, dude, we should have the whole gang here if we're gonna do this.
I know. We should do another one of these.
What's his name in this? Dude? No, it's just me and you. Who's the woman holding on to me? That
Don't
one's
know, dude.
crazy. Okay, so
Oh, I see Josh.
Oh yeah, Josh is right in the back.
Yeah.
Josh, what else?
Josh is there.
Oh, dude, I'm blasting a cig. I got a pina colada in my hand.
Do you remember
I'm
what we
wearing
did this
some
day?
sort of high top. Yeah, I remember where we are. We just did Shark Boat.
Yes, we did. September 2022 or 2012. We just did Shark Boat.
Which, explain Shark Boat, bro.
Shark Boat is this thing, and it became funny because everybody knew I hated it. This was like this funny joke that I hated the shark boat. It's this stupid boat painted like a shark.
And if you sit in the back, you get
really wet.
soaked.
And it's like, it's a thing to like ask the boat guy where you'll get the most wet, and he tells you, and that's
Or
fun,
he'll be
supposedly.
like, go sit in the back if he doesn't like you and you're as blasted as we were.
Yeah, right.
We would go down to the South Street Seaport.
Before it was a thing. It's become a thing.
Oh, people hang out there now?
There's Casa Cipriani's there. There's
No way.
Yeah, there's stuff at the seaport. Before it used to be,
Is the Shark Boat still there?
I don't know, but our friend's dad used to say it's the place you take a woman if you want to cheat on your wife. Because you'll never see anyone you know there.
That man's the head of the Illuminati, by the way.
He may be. He may or may not be.
But yes, we would go down to the seaport and get blasted off pina coladas and margaritas frozen that were like $5 a piece.
If I drank one of those right now, I would permanently have tits. It was like a 35-ounce frozen margarita, the sweetest 900 grams of sugar. I would just transition into a woman and being a woman immediately.
Dude, so yeah, and then
It's painted like a stupid shark.
it's painted like a stupid shark. It goes really fast through the river. You're getting splashed with river water, which is terrible, but we're so drunk, we're having the best time of our lives. And supposedly we met a family
And took a picture with them.
Yeah, who was really into us. I mean, that woman's holding on to me pretty tight.
Yeah,
there.
she loves you.
And
and
the
dude-
young girl being a little upset about the situation. Then, this is I cannot believe you have this. This is absolutely insane. And they were on the boat, but obviously in some good seats because they are not nearly as wet as you are in the back, dude. You're soaked. Look at your hair.
I'm trying my
It's
best to make the best
unbelievable.
out of it. They play really stupid music also on the
Yeah,
boat.
it's
Like
I got a feeling.
yeah, and like LMFAO,
Yeah.
Dr. Reeds, and yeah.
Shot.
And then the guy has a microphone, and you drive by the Statue of Liberty, and he goes, "The Statue of Liberty," and everyone goes, "Ah!" Dude, it's so fucking stupid. I hated the shark boat.
No, dude, I'm scared where these photos
No,
are going
they're
at
not
this
bad.
point.
They're
This
not
is
bad.
so funny.
But Benny loves the shark boat.
He actually asked me the other day if I would do it again for his birthday, and I'm like, I don't think it's there, dude.
Yeah, we got to see if it's still
I think
there.
the shark boat took a hit in pandemic.
And and Benny's always good. Yeah, Shark Boat may not have survived the pandemic, dude. It couldn't have. But it was outside, man. All right, Benny. Benny.
Is it? Yeah. Benny on it wearing a mask in pandemic. Benny loves it more than anything.
Benny truly loves the Shark Boat. Benny loves like fun outdoor activities. So Ben and Josh and Ricky and I ran this show called Fat Baby, which like we've talked about a bunch, and we have some pictures from it here as well that we'll talk about. But
Dude, my
so we would all
blasting
hang out a
SIGs
bunch.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We were both blasting a ton of heaters. And I would always, back then, that was always
Heaters.
That was one of Ricky's best qualities. He would always share his SIGs, dude.
Thanks,
his
man.
communal SIGs. Really appreciated it. So Shark Boat, next photo. This is February 2013.
This is us headed to Los Angeles to visit Julie.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. And we, what are we here? We're both pretty young here.
Yeah.
And we are like classic people who don't fly a lot. We think that because we have an early flight, we need to stay up all night.
And oh my God, we ended up at Barcelona the night before.
We did?
We went to Barcelona until it closed, and then we went from there to the airport on the air train.
No, but before, and maybe this was a different time, so maybe I'm combining memories, but you took me around your neighborhood in Queens. And you
No, that was just
different
one
time?
time you were going to the airport. I was going
you
home.
brought me to the
I
airport.
remember this distinctly
Got you. Okay.
because
This
you
is what
fell
this is for.
asleep. This is great. Dude, you fell asleep on the plane. I was like comfort, I think, and you were in the back of the plane and you fell asleep before takeoff. And like 4 hours into the flight, I get up and go look at you and you're sitting straight up knocked out because we drank all night into the flight. I'm blasted in this. Look at my eyes, man. They're red. They're bloodshot.
Oh my God, dude.
That was definitely, no. I remember that flight distinctly because I was frightened how you didn't even like take the 2 inches that you were able to get. Like you were just sitting straight up in between people, dead asleep.
I wish that I had notes on how I did that because I've been trying to accomplish that.
That's
ever
when we
since.
got the Mustang, dude.
Yes. So, dude, this is another classic, like, young traveler mistake. Every rental car place has 700 Mustangs because nobody wants them.
Yeah, and they saw us and they're like, these guys.
We'll upgrade
these
you to a
guys-
Mustang. It's only $30 a day, and that doesn't include all the other charges. I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. And it was like $1,000. I'm like, dude, this is insane. And the other thing too, I remember, like, I think you drove most of the time because I was just too high. Like edibles were just becoming a thing, and we had lollipops and popcorn, and I was just like so high that entire trip.
The other thing was, I remember we got to the airport so early and we tried to order a drink and they were like, you can't do that at this hour.
Bro, where were we where there was a beer that had a naked woman on it in Iowa? Do you remember that?
Wait, the Iowa University trip?
We did Iowa State together. That was hilarious, by the way. The guy talking shit to you in the elevator. Horns down, motherfucker. It was like 6 a.m. Ricky's like, oh my God. He like slapped you on the shoulder. I was like, this is fucking crazy. I opened for Ricky at Iowa State, and we went for one day. We had no car. We made best friends with the bartender, who Ricky then invited to my birthday party.
I almost flew him in. And then instead, he just made Giulio a video about how much he thought he was the man.
Yes.
And he likes to watch your success.
Bro, Tim, shout out to Tim.
Tim, what up, dude? I hope you're watching. That'd be nuts.
That would be awesome. Bro, Tim,
If Tim's watching, I'll fly him in for an episode.
let's fucking
That's
go.
a fact.
Tim?
he didn't even know we found him on
On
Instagram while he was not even talking to us, and we became obsessed with this guy. You were drinking like
Absolute
peach
blueberry or something. Peach. Yeah. Peach Absolute. Like, we were just trying to entertain ourselves. Like, there was one bar in walking distance from where we
like
had
the
to
whole
go.
town.
Yeah. And we went there for lunch and dinner, I drank Stoli blueberry or whatever all day long. Then we got sunned in the elevator by some Iowa State fan and made best friends with Tim. It was really fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool if Tim reached out. That'd be sick.
Tim's the man. Yeah, dude. Never forget
We
Tim.
talked to him within the last year, so that would be cool.
That would be fire.
And he does a lot of deadlifts.
Tim is constantly ripping deadlifts. Tim, I need some help on technique, bro. I've been doing them and my knees are hurting. But dude, this was like a big trip because you guys were still bi-coastal relationship.
Yeah.
Long distance. And not long after this, you moved in together, I think, right?
Yeah, well,
forget
we
the
were
exact timeline.
trying to figure out like whether it made sense if I moved there or she moved here.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You also were in LA for a bit before, like you started comedy in LA?
No.
I didn't know you then.
So I started when I was 19. At 21, I got a offer to go out there, and like it was like free rent, all this other stuff, and I went and I lasted 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of impossible, and I didn't realize like everybody that was working at the store also had a rich parent. So I was like, I'm gonna work at the store and be able to afford to live here. And then they offered me a job, and I was like, that money doesn't work for me. I can't be here. And then I went home.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that you got the job.
No, the guy Tommy used to book it. This guy with the long blonde.
Oh my God, dude.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
The long-haired
I do.
guy. He offered me the job, and after I was going to come home for Christmas, he was like, "When you come back, you can have the job." And then I got back, and they explained it to me, and I was like, "That's not enough for me to like exist."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
And then I met Chappelle for the first time, and he was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Stand up." And he was like, "Go back to New York."
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Damn,
I watched
dude.
him do like one of his first sets back at the Laugh Factory. And he did so much time that I left, did laundry, came back, still on stage. Valet came in and like gave out keys to everybody that was still there. It was really cool experience.
As far as literal time on stage performing comedy, he may have clocked the most hours.
Absolutely.
Because he's doing 4-hour sets.
I can't imagine who would have more time than him on stage.
Nobody has spent more time on a stage than him. Dude, I think our only mano-a-mano conversation we've ever had is when you guys did The Garden and I was there and he gets off stage and like he walked by me and he looked at me and he went, "Good set." I was like, damn, bro. That's so
I remember
fucked up.
that happening. That was
So
very
mean,
funny.
dude.
That was very funny.
I still don't know to this day if he just assumed that I went up or if he was fucking with me.
Or he was talking about himself.
He's a legend, dude.
He's allowed to.
Guys, I don't know if you've been noticing, I've been progressing a little bit in my fitness. I'm looking a little bit better on the cam, which I'm happy about. That is something that sucks when you do this job, is you're constantly reminded of the state of your body because you're always on camera. But it's also good. It maybe doesn't allow you to fall off too hard. But I've been hitting it. I've been hitting the fitness. I've been feeling good. And I've been using the Fitbod app, which is an amazing app that helps put together workouts for you based on your specific goals, your criteria, as well as what sort of equipment you have access to. And it helps build you a routine over time. And the AI that's built into the app actually learns from what you've been doing and perfects, improves, and is able to create the next stages of all of your workouts specifically based on you and your body and how you've been performing, which I think is super cool. You know, it's really amazing that you can specifically pinpoint things that are going to help you make progress, and you're not trying to do some sort of one size fits all workout and be creative with it because you don't have certain machines or you don't have certain weights, whatever. This does all that for you. So all you need to do is go in there and crush it, because that's what it's all about, dude. It's also a really cool way to track your achievements and learn new exercises. Keep track of your achievements and personal bests with Fitbod's progress tracking charts and learn new movements the right way with over 1,000 demonstration videos. I find the demonstration videos to be especially helpful. Remember back in the old days when it was just like a picture of a guy and then another picture of the guy when he's completed the motion? I love having the video for reference. Fitbod's great for that. It's not too late to crush your summer fitness goals. Try Fitbod today. Get 25% off of your subscription or try the app free at fitbod.me/oops. That's fitbod.me/oops. I don't know if you remember this day.
When you like force me, you used to force me into terrible workouts. It was
took Ricky to yoga.
Like it was definitely like, it's like the same about drinking. He does this to me where he has to ask me at least a dozen times or more to go to a workout with him, and then I'll finally do it. And is this the one when I ended up doing handstands?
Yes.
And I was like out of commission for like 2 weeks because of it. Yeah. Because like, but this is like part of like what I do. Like I'm so hard-headed. I'm like, oh, I cannot not do it.
Right. I have to do it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And you brought me to like an extreme. And dude, you went to the worst gym in New York City.
I was doing yoga a lot at the time.
At David Barden, which is back.
It's back.
It's back.
I don't know where it is.
I don't know where it is. Yeah, I think I saw it somewhere. I can't remember where, but it was down on Astor Place.
Yeah.
The place was so dumb, dude. It had a DJ.
A giant disco ball.
Like
dude.
full-time
It was
DJ.
awesome, dude. It was so fun. I loved it. But agreed. It was like very intense. It was like, yeah, like ornate, gay, like Miami, like just the most ostentatious gym.
It got shut down because it was useless, because it was too big. It was,
Not enough
it had a
members.
DJ. Like first reason you get shut down. We're at the gym and there's just like,
Yeah.
you're just like, dude, get a grip, man.
Yeah.
It's 4 p.m. You're
Dude.
DJing. And it was, look at the lighting.
I know.
Like that was the lighting of the place.
Very like bondage. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
no, yeah.
Dude, that was like the year where I got lucky early.
I'm
in my
already
career.
tatted here. I didn't even realize that. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that one. I had like one good year early in my career. I like got kind of lucky, and it was one of those things where like I didn't have enough like groundwork laid to leverage that into anything. So like I got 2 things in 1 year and made, a little bit of money, nothing crazy, but
So
like
you got that David Barden
immediately
membership, dude.
sign up for a gym.
The most expensive
The most
gym in the
expensive.
city.
Yeah. Like I'm like, oh, this is how much money I make now. Cut to the next 7 years of barely making $1. Like, you know what I mean? So anyway,
Unbelievable.
I still want
I
to
still have that tank, be honest.
You do?
Yeah, I definitely have to be freshly inked here, dude. I'm not even kidding you. That has to be like my first. Yeah,
Crazy.
that's wild.
Bro, this is a video.
Dude, I still have that painting.
This is a video, bro, and this reminds me of a broader theme, which is,
That apartment.
bro, on any given 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Back to Astor Place.
Back to Astor Place. Ricky and I would go to the wine shop, buy the cheapest bottles of wine we could
Astor
find.
Wine.
Astor Wine Store.
And it would have
$3 bottles of Chardonnay or whatever.
It would have because they liquidate stuff. They would have like insane sales, so you'd get decent wine
Yeah.
for $3.
$3.
Giulio would have a backpack. I would have a backpack, and we would load up on bottles and bottles and bottles of wine.
Bottles of wine.
And then me and G would just rip it.
Drink the wine, and then we would walk back and forth past each other in the apartment for 3 hours.
And
We'd
scheme, dude.
we're just scheming, talking.
doing some good stuff.
We're drinking wine and we're walking.
Writing jokes.
Neither of us are sitting, writing jokes.
It would
watching,
drive my wife nuts. Not my wife at the point. This is girlfriend. This is my apartment on Avenue A between 5th and 6th.
near Drum. That place,
Right above
Drum,
it.
Right above
Yeah,
Drum.
yeah,
And
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
we were this like certain songs that bring me back to this time. Remember that song? Backpack. Fuck that. I was always having with the drugs at that
With the
machine
boy,
gun.
dude.
That Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Which hilarious.
So
that
weird that we like.
We like know him. You were like actual boys with him. I've just sort of like been there when he's there.
He's a good guy.
I like know him, but I don't know him the way you know him. And like now your son has a bond with him.
My son is closer with Colson than I am. It's really insane. They send videos to each other. They are
so
too
funny.
close of friends. Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, we always
My
talk
son's always asking if he can curse like him, and he's like, not
No,
until
not
I'm
yet.
18. Not until I'm 18. He's an artist. That's why
really-
he can curse.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I love that. Dude, well, we always talk about this too. Like I don't even relate to like doing this anymore. Like I can't imagine doing this regularly, but I will say this. We were pretty durable. Like we could do this and like it didn't stop us from doing what we had to do still.
No.
Now, granted, I maybe, and me maybe more than you, but like, because of stuff like this, maybe my extracurricular activities, I was single a lot of the time. I was making slightly more reckless decisions potentially, but we were still doing our spots. We weren't missing shows because of this. We were still had our eye on the ball, but we were having a lot of fun.
We were definitely having a lot of fun in that apartment. That apartment and that's also when you were in Brooklyn. So
Yes.
I kind of would trap you in my apartment for a day. Because,
Well, it would make sense because I had backpack days.
Your backpack was in my back in my house a lot.
I go to the gym. I'm not going to go home. I now have my backpack with my gym stuff. And then I come over to your house. We drink. I have shows. I don't have time to go home. I'm in the city for the whole day when I'm coming to the city in these days.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that I'm like, yo, what up?
That apartment, so funny. Wow.
Pretty good. Good times. All right, next one. Remember that night?
No.
Okay. Let me, there's other pictures in here that I didn't think you were going to like. So I'm not going to show them to fill in the blanks. But let's just say it was a corporate event that we performed at.
Oh, dude, I want to see. You don't show
I'll show
them
you
here.
after. I'll show you
No, don't show. Just show me now,
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
can discuss
Yeah,
them.
okay.
I just
All right.
don't show them.
Yeah. Okay, let me.
Oh my god, dude, dude, that is bonkers.
I know. Well, do you want to? While I'm looking for these, you want to give us this sort of?
Does anybody? Have you ever told this story?
Never told
anyway?
it.
Okay, so Danny Palmer.
Who he's a character on this podcast. Everybody
Yes,
knows that.
I know. And Danny, like, listen, he loves us a little too much. Like, he should not be friends with us based on this incident, honestly.
This incident was bad.
It's
not our fault, I would argue.
He was working at, and he had nothing to do with this.
He had nothing
Let's
to
put
do
that
with it.
out there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's our friend and he always wants us involved in stuff. And the year before, for his Christmas party, he went ahead and threw a comedy show. And afterwards, the comics drank with his corporate people and had a good time.
And it's
then-
in the office.
Yeah.
In the corporate
It's
office.
in the corporate orbit.
The show was great.
The 888 building in Times Square.
It was in Times Square, yeah.
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 And we were just invited the next year. And we don't have boundaries at this point in our lives. and we basically Danny gave us a handle of Tanqueray and then a bunch of beers, and people ended up getting fired for doing in the bathroom with certain people. Was smoked in the corporate office. Danny was let go from his job.
It wasn't us specifically doing it. People were
No,
doing
it was not.
And it was like,
not.
we had like a crew, there was people who would hang out with us who we always joke like couldn't hack it. They couldn't last with our lifestyle.
We have a solid group of 4 or 5, and every 2 years somebody comes in trying to be a part, and they last 8 months.
Yeah.
And it goes really sour for that person. Some people get asked for divorce. Some people, basically it was like them or us.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's wife was like,
Yeah.
you stop hanging out with those guys,
Yeah.
or we get a divorce. And
Right.
that guy had kids,
Yeah,
dude. It
that
was
guy-
crazy. dude.
He was,
He was a problem.
yeah.
And
So anyway, yeah, but Danny, there was a couple of times where Danny would also give us the keys to his apartment and we would fuck with him. We would play pranks on him. Everybody had keys to Danny's apartment. One time I went over there and one of Danny's friends was just naked masturbating in Danny's apartment.
facts. And we
And
would
slammed
just
the
go
door in
and
my
make,
face.
we would go make copies of his key.
Yeah.
So Danny had no clue how many keys were out there.
Yeah, it was
Dude,
crazy.
I threw a full, I started a show that
Yeah. He would interview. Ricky started a show before podcasts
it
were
was called
popular.
The Break-In and I would just interview people on his bed. And yeah,
Which,
it
by the
was
way,
so
I have
fun.
it still, but without audio.
I know for some reason the audio. When I first got signed to my first agency, they had it ripped off the internet. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I figured. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude,
we weren't doing anything bad.
No. We played a prank on Danny and made him think that his super used his bathroom and made a big mess effectively.
Dude, we put shit all over the toilet seat.
We put pudding all over
we put
bathroom,
pudding.
basically.
And Danny texts us all. He's like, did anybody come over my apartment today? And we're like, nope. And dude, we used an original stink bomb.
Oh,
and
yeah.
dude, the house reeked. And he's like, someone came over and shit all over my bathroom. And then we were like, no, none of us.
Dude.
Ask your other friend that we've caught masturbating
Yeah.
in your place. And then he said no. And then later on, we were like, maybe it was your super. And then his super was some foreign guy. So then Danny asked the super if it was him. And he was like, well, no, but there's another guy. And then
And then Danny was fully convinced it was the super.
fully convinced.
And was doing
Somebody
stand-up
just-
about it. We recorded him doing stand-up about it. Dude, that was so fucking funny. God, we love fucking with Danny. But then one time...
I mess with Danny so much. It's unbelievable that he's still friends with me, but he is one of my best friends.
Yeah, same.
When
we
did you
love
fess
Danny.
up?
What?
When did you guys fess up to him?
When I dropped the
video.
the video.
Yeah, this is all around this
I
time.
let it run that far, dude.
Here are the pictures, dude. If you scroll this way, they're fine, but
What else, dude? Just oh my god.
So, dude, also Danny, we love to fuck with Danny occasionally. Ricky usually thinks of it, to be honest, but then it's really funny.
What's the other one I've done?
We pretended that Benny had a really bad gambling addiction.
Oh my god. No. Oh, dude, that was really bad. Tell this story. It's fantastic.
Okay, so Ricky had this idea. We had this podcast idea.
Dude, is at this corporate
I know,
event.
I know.
This is hilarious.
In the mix, dude. There's so many funny random things there. So anyway, we convinced Danny that Benny has a really bad gambling problem, and Benny calls him asking for money, being like, "Man, so I got into it with some really bad people, man." And then
and then he asked for an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
And because we were like, let's see how much we can get out of Danny. And Danny's like, I won't give you that, but I'll give you $20. And then I call Danny in the prank and just go, how dare you give him money? I've been talking to his parents. We're doing a full intervention. So I think it was more than 20 because we used the money then to throw the party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he gave him.
So the whole
$100
prank was that like Benny has to go to rehab. We're doing an intervention. And then we made Danny write a letter to Benny.
I have it.
No, you don't have this, dude. It is the most.
I need to find it. It's gonna take a second to find it. I'm gonna find. I don't want to have spoiler alert on this.
But
let me find it.
Okay.
But no, keep going.
He basically writes this letter that is so heartfelt, and
when do you think that was? 2017.
Around the time we tried to do the podcast with all of Fat Baby.
It must have been 2017.
Yeah, I would say it was around then. But so the idea was we have Dan, so everybody's in on it except Danny. And then so we filmed Danny reading the intervention letter to me and Giulio before he thinks he's about to read it to Benny. And then when we bring him into the room, it was a full Danny Palmer day, which we made
just celebrated
up, which was
Danny.
just the dumbest thing in the world. There was just pictures of Danny
it was too mean. Danny needed to be celebrated for being such a pure soul at the end of it. You know what I mean?
And no joke, he was so happy. He was
it was really
like,
sweet.
You guys did all this for me? And we're like, dude, we just emotionally fucked with you for days.
It was really, dude.
Dude, it was the funniest thing, I think. That was, I think, possibly worse than because the letter is, if you are able to pull this up.
I'm going to be able to find it. It's going to take me a second, but I'll find it.
It's in notes, right? It has to be under
No, I have a
intervention.
video of him saying, hey, Benny, we love you. And, don't do this.
No, you have the original email. I remember there was an email that went out.
Oh, yeah.
We made him
I
send
do.
us his letter before we were going into it. And he thought we had all written letters.
Let me see.
And we were like, Danny, we think it's best that you read it. And dude, he starts naming incidents with Benny where he's like, dude,
Like that
you
one
asked me
time?
for bus fare. That's pathetic. Like, it's like, dude, it's brutal. It was brutal. And it was also like pretty mean to Benny too. Like Benny had
Benny ends up like taking huge L's on us. Hey guys, I don't want you to think we're like mean spirited. Like it was like
No, but everybody was open game in our friend group always. Everybody was open game.
it's true, but like Danny specifically, like I don't know.
Danny specifically because he just never learned, dude.
Yeah, he was super gullible and like he just was really gullible in this way that is like makes him a sweet guy, but also is like makes him really easy to fuck with.
Bro,
You found it?
bro,
Oh my God.
bro. You're going to have to read it.
You
though.
found it. Okay.
Oh my God.
All right, let me see.
All right. So this is the letter he wrote for Benny's fake intervention.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, you're going to die reading the first sentence.
He goes, Benny, we know that you probably think we are way overreacting and that we are all blank. Or maybe you think it's misguided and we all need to chill the fuck out, but you find it somewhat amusing. But we all really love you a lot. We probably don't say that enough. And sometimes love draws you to want to nudge your friend or family member to step away from acting dangerously or self-destructively. But the main thing...
By the way, Benny thought he had no problem at this point.
But the main thing, the thing that makes us all unify and want to talk to you in this way is that we all really love you and respect you, and we look up to how funny you are and how supportive you are of us. You're such a good friend to everyone here and to your family, and you communicate so well and maturely and are thoughtful and listen and praise your friends and care about us. We want you to be with us for a long time. to not have something tragic happen where you're not around to be with us. We don't want that future for ourselves, and we want you to have a future that doesn't have fear in it. The fun that we all have with booze and weed, and sometimes is no doubt sincerely fun, and we all have a great time. But the length you take it to and the frequency with which you do it has made us all concerned now and over time. Dude, this is crazy. And now with your life literally possibly in danger from gambling, it's too much, man. Your parents are losing their minds. We told him that.
We never talked to Benny's parents, ever. I've met his dad before. I've never met his mom.
We can't take what's happening anymore. We can't let them suffer like that anymore. We need you back, man. We need you to go get help and step away from everything for a while. We're not saying you should never touch a drink or party ever again. We're just saying that right
Danny
now,
can't let the party down either.
No,
Dude,
Danny
you can't just go, you shouldn't drink anymore.
Yep, Danny cannot say you're never partying again. We're just saying that right now the people that love you want you to go get some help, as we all may need to one day. And then come back from that experience, and we will surround you with the love that we have always had for you and that we always will have for you. The main message to hear is that we love you. Thank you for listening. What a sweet... And now,
so he reads that to me and Giulio in another room, thinking he's about to walk in and read this to Benny. And he walks in and like streamers and music and like
Printouts of Danny.
champagne starts popping. It was unbelievable. We do all this, and this is probably why Benny should have gone to rehab. He never pressed record.
Oh yeah.
We don't have the footage.
We don't have the footage of us right before we went in.
Yeah.
Being like, and I think he would argue that somebody else didn't.
I think he would too. I think it might not have been his fault, but there was like that was unbelievably funny, dude. That was insane.
So that was
we
October
might just have
14th?
to do a Fat Baby recap of like I would hate to see everything in your phone. That's so funny.
Oh god, dude. Yeah, it would take a while to organize it. I'm trying. So that email.
By the way, I was never in the inner game.
Me either.
That was purely another side of the group.
Me either. No, seriously, me either. If you guys are looking for some really cool, sustainable, environmentally friendly products, either for cleaning your house or for yourself. For me, I love grooming myself, dude. That serum is amazing. It'll get you smelling like your mom in the least weird possible way. I love,
Mommy.
Dude, I love the products, man. The serum bar, I swear by it. I love the shampoo bar. I love the toothpaste. I know I keep talking about it, but the peppermint and the charcoal, really great stuff. And all of the house cleaning products, dryer sheets, cleaners, room fresheners, also deodorant that actually works. That's the thing that's so cool about the Reboot Eco products is that they are the improvement of those original products that we all sort of doubted. You know what I mean? We're like, but the deodorant doesn't work. But the toothpaste doesn't fizz. But the bamboo toothbrush gets moldy on the bottom. They've made cool little nuances to make it so that those problems are not a problem anymore. The deodorant does work. The toothpaste does fizz. And a lot of times you can buy stuff in refillable bottles. Everything is always all natural and made in a way that supports a sustainable lifestyle for our extremely fragile planet. Which I would love to be here for generations in the future. As I start to get older, I start to think about the world for my offspring, and it starts to really be a thing that messes with my head. So Reboot Eco is a great place to get started, and it's not inconvenient. The products are affordable. They're really, really solid. It's a small business. You'll be supporting a small business. So go to rebooteco.com, promo code OOPS at checkout for 15% off of your order. That's REBOOTECO.com. Promo code OOPS, 15% off of your order. All right, bro, tell me if you remember this day, bro.
Yes, I remember this day. Giulio, it's almost heartwarming to a point how much you love doing charity. I don't know if it's
dude.
I don't know if it's for tax reasons or like why you want to do charity so bad. But Giulio, this day was the day you brought me to a nursing home off Queens Boulevard to do stand up, and I walked in and I said, "I'm not doing this." I do a good amount of charity. I was not doing any of this, dude. This was nuts.
No,
Giulio's
but dude, I was hosting a talent show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you started with stand-up.
Yes.
And these old people were so ungrateful and rude that I decided I was not performing because I was watching them heckle and shit on Giulio. Oh, he thinks he's funny.
Yeah,
just like these old mean people. And dude, there was a guy that got up there and he was like, "Let me I don't have a trumpet here, but," and he just started just going.
The air trumpet was great.
Dude, there was so many different things. Like, oh yeah, what else?
There was a woman named
Giulio.
Anal duty.
Yes. Giulio also had.
And I couldn't unsee it.
He also had to always take the person off stage because they wouldn't stop.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody went long. Everybody was burning the light hard.
This is the old generation, dude. Patient.
Dude, you just spit across the room.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It was amazing. That's how funny that is. But dude, no joke. These old people were such motherfuckers. Now,
not all of them, but a lot of them.
a lot of them were really rude and
them.
like ungrateful that you were there breaking up a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And dude, and it was unbelievable. It was one of it was the first charity I ever saw you do, and you haven't stopped that since.
Well, dude, you know, it's funny with this foundation. I used to do these things at senior citizen homes, whatever, and it was a nice thing, whatever. But I kept pushing the guy to like start social media, and he's like, "You don't understand with these grants." Da da da. He was just doing it like a really old fashioned way, and he wouldn't listen to me. And then I ended up getting arrested for starting a fire, and I had to ask him to sign my community service thing, and he never spoke to me again. And it's always bothered me.
Have you ever told a fire story?
Yes.
Or you, okay.
Yeah,
I
yes.
thought you were just gonna brush by
The best thing
brush
about the fire
you
story,
started.
bro, is when I called to get bailed out, Ricky was sitting at lunch in the Hamptons with the people I called to bail me out. And they all started laughing.
We all died laughing.
Giulio's in jail.
It was like Labor Day weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. It was some
Dude,
nice.
it was crazy. And we're all just sitting around the pool, dying laughing, being like, how many acres? How many acres did he remember?
For anyone who's new to the pod, I started a big wildfire with fireworks. I talked about it in a recent episode in depth, actually, so you definitely are up to date. But yeah, Ricky received that phone call.
It was a phone call that could have went either way, and the way it went was one of the funniest things.
Yeah.
Everybody just kept getting blasted in the Hamptons, laughing our balls off, dude.
Insane, dude. This picture is from the Caroline's green room, which I just feel is significant because we used to smoke so many cigarettes in that green room and
Smoked
ash them in the
cigarettes
sink.
and weed all day in that green room. The guy in the middle, what was his name?
Johnny.
And he was the best, and he loved us. He was an actor. He was trying to make it. He was a bartender at Caroline's, and like he just understood it. He got it. He was with the group. Like he was fun as hell. And that club was so good to us and so fun. It's
And
so
this
sad
time,
that
bro,
it's gone. Like it breaks
I know,
my heart
it
that
sucks.
it's gone.
So
It's a
many
spin
good
now.
I know. Dude, so many like during this time on like the Wednesday night showcase shows, like monster lineups by today's standards, you know, and we were talking about this a couple episodes ago with Mateo, like lots of very successful
Mateo
comics.
was one of them.
Sam, Mark Norman,
But this
Joe
is where
Mackey.
we just had no respect for the air and other people that had to breathe it.
Yeah, we were like, oh, smoking.
But
in here.
everybody was ripping cigs around this time.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Those were the SIG days, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed there that Benny's holding a phone case that's me as a Barbie doll.
I do. I remember that
that
case distinctly. And I remember just being on the subway and you using your phone and many people just taking pictures of you on the back of your phone while using your phone.
Dude, you're going to love this next picture.
Let's go. Oh man. Know what's
Remember
crazy?
him?
Know what's really crazy about this picture is Fat Baby was infiltrated by two separate gangs 2 separate times.
That is true. That is true. I don't know if I
Two
ever,
different branches of the Crips.
wasn't the other time the Bloods?
What was it?
I believe
they
so.
were Bloods.
I think those other guys were Bloods. And it's unclear in what capacity, but like there were nights where you'll be like, oh, that guy is definitely involved. And
Yeah, no. So this man, his name, there was so many people around us that we didn't really know the name of, which is crazy. This was Never Sober, and
that sounds like a fucking Asian noodle dish.
and
dude.
Mills would every Fat Baby we had, we put neon lights everywhere, like the break ones.
Oh, yeah.
like what you get at a rave, like
Yeah.
the
Glow sticks.
and the glow sticks, and only picked up blue ones and put them all over himself.
And we're like, oh,
so Mills was a real Crip, and then like we didn't realize how old was.
He was like,
until he got arrested once, and he called Josh Wesson from like a juvenile hall and was asking to be released to him as his cousin.
oh yeah. He's like, say you're my uncle or something, or my cousin. Yeah, dude.
And Josh was like, I don't know if I should take him in. I'm like, you should
You should
absolutely
not.
You should not take, like when the jail calls and they say never sober, and you just have to like, no, dude. No, don't take him in.
Dude, he also, sometime around when this picture was taken, was like full on spitting game at my girlfriend, who at the time is not the girlfriend we were talking about earlier, who was way too receptive and like thinking it was funny, but like making him think that he was like succeeding, and it like really annoyed me.
He showed up a couple of weekends in a row, weeks in a row, that we were just like, wow, this kid's nuts. And then we didn't realize, we thought he was our age, right? Like I didn't realize that. And then when we moved the show to the Stand, the original Stand, that's when the Bloods got involved.
Yes.
And they
They were great, dude.
they were great.
They were
They
great
were really
guys.
good to us. They really liked
They
us.
got us
But oh, dude, what about
double cup summer, dude.
Double Cup Summer? We always had a different drink for every summer. That was probably the most reckless one.
Yeah,
Four
sausages and
Locos
lean.
was a really
Four Locos.
like the original Four Loco Summer, like watermelon, Four Loko.
Old
was really
formula.
good. Yeah. And then the Bloods came in, and those Bloods, we're still kind of friends with some of them. Some of
Yeah.
them were out my special.
They're cool. Yeah.
Once again, didn't know their names. Not at all. One just went by Dragon, and we're like, why do they call you that? And he's like, because he always got a lighter. And we were just like, all right. One guy went as John Doe.
Yep. John Doe.
And then there's another, I'm not going to mention his name, but
Yeah.
yeah, like never really knew anybody's name.
Real names.
And dude, like they would drive us to shows out of state.
They were great.
Out
Yep.
of state.
They were cool.
They were
And
really good to us.
They were good dudes.
There was once, I was passed at the cellar at this point, and they, one of them was with me, and I was just walking down McDougal, and a guy like arm checked me, and I was like totally fine with it. It's McDougal, like it's that busy. And the kid ran after the guy, brought him back, and was like, apologize to him.
Really?
Apologize to him. And the kid like stood there and apologized to me. I was like, it's cool, man.
Yeah,
Don't
you're
do
good, bro.
that. Don't do that. Like, let's
Guys,
I don't want to
understand.
tell you what to do, but don't do that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
We don't, do you remember this night?
Yeah, but this is insane because
know.
where's my okay? Yeah, no, but the thing about this is like we had like 8 anniversaries. We would just make
We're
up. We'd be
always
like,
throwing parties.
We're like, it's our anniversary for Fat Baby, and then just throw a banger. And the guy that one of the owners of the stand would just be like, "I'll sponsor the party."
Yeah.
and then.
He thought Fat Baby was so fun.
Dude,
he was right. It was.
He loved us. He actually stole us from Fat Baby.
Yeah, he did.
He removed
Poached
our
us.
show from there. He ended up stealing their staff.
Yeah,
He
some of
ended
them
up,
still work there.
Yeah, and we just really were a part of the beginning of that club in such a way.
Yeah.
that was so fun.
crazy.
That's a really funny picture.
Bro, do
And
you remember what happened on this night?
I so didn't want to do this night.
So, dude, we had like a party leading up to the show. We had a step and repeat. We had, bottles everywhere. Like we get absolutely blasted and then try to do the show. And like the Yelp reviews from that night were crazy, bro. They're like, this show is terrible. It's just a bunch of morons who were too fucked up to perform. Dude, it was like truly a complete shit show.
Man.
But fun, obviously. So, dude, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know if you have any final thoughts about any of this shit before we ask you the final question we ask every guest.
Dude, a lot of our... We spent a lot of time drinking, man. There wasn't one picture that was like, that was a great sober day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And
I'm glad that we all kind of moved away from each other in enough capacity.
In
where
summary,
we
we had a lot of fun for a while.
that we can be okay and still function as people in society.
Yeah, agreed.
This was, dude, this was a great run.
Yeah.
I really think you should do like a Bloods episode.
Bring them on. It could be fun.
I would.
Could be good. We just blur their faces out the whole episode.
No,
Well,
put the
the what are those called again?
ski masks, but shiesties.
Yeah. The shiesties. Well, dude, we ask every guest this, and it's funny. It's unique me asking you this question is unique because I've opened for you a ton over the years, which I'm grateful for all those opportunities. So we do the road, but you would always joke that when I came on the road, your weekend was different than it typically was, which I always thought was hilarious. We always ask people what their weekend the day of show on the road is like for them. So if you want to talk about like me in town versus what you would do without me, I think that would.
Okay, this is great. I always love Giulio because he's very good about like, let's go do something. I'm I stay in the hotel. I order room service. I don't move. I either sit on my computer or my phone for the day and get ready for the show around like 5:00. When Giulio's there, it's a lot different. There's just a lot of things going on. Like the time we went to Rochester, New York, and he booked a ticket for Rwanda because he was blackout drunk. He books a ticket to Rwanda. And like, dude, we would go out and have a great time. And like I always loved being with you because like you were just good about getting me out and out of my headspace and making me do things that I would never do on my own.
Hell yeah, dude. I like that. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, dude, I don't know if you have anything coming up you want to promote or whatever.
You know what? I'll be doing a show. I haven't announced this yet. Why not here at the New York Comedy Festival.
Sick.
At Chelsea Music Hall.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Do you know what day yet?
I don't have the date.
Well, it'll be
I
the
might
New York
have the
Comedy
date, but
you find it on the New York Comedy Festival website.
It's in the New York Comedy Festival. It's going to be on their website. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sick.
I'm running a whole brand new hour.
Sick.
That has been a lot of fun putting together. And
Fire.
That's about it right now on the plate.
Cool. And at Ricky Velez?
At Ricky Velez on everything.
Excellent. Oops Podcast. Send us your emails. oopspodcast@gmail.com. At Oops Podcast. At Not Julio. Buy some merch. Check out Afghanistan video. That's it.
I love you, buddy. This was so
Love
fun.
you, bro.
Thank you.
This is sick. Peace.